While there are some who genuinely cast their vote, many people sit back and relax on voting day, and others are cajoled into voting for particular candidates. The importance of voting is lost amongst the hustle and bustle of city life. While everyone sits and complains about this and that, and makes suggestions that the government should change this and that, the elections come and go without half the population paying attention. After 69 years of independence, India has not proved itself to have control and order. The fault lies with both the leaders and the people. People are driven by religious beliefs rather than what is good for the country. We should choose that which drives the country forward, while still upholding the Indian tradition. But politics has wound up in frivolous matters rather than paying more attention to uplifting the poor, helping the aged, education, water, preserving the environment, agriculture, roads, planned urban development, and so on. Now what are the reasons to vote? It's our right. As a democratic country, India is built on the foundations of election. Our parliament and legislatures are of the people, by the people and for the people. Voting is a constitutional right that we are privileged to have. We take it for granted, but the constitution has given us the right to elect who we want, and the right to make the change. Second, agent of change. Your vote can play an important part in making the change. If you are unhappy with the current government, you can vote for a better one. Not voting could result in the same party ruling for another 5 years. At the end of the day, if the country is stuck with a bad government, it's the people to blame for voting wrong or for not voting at all. Third and the most important, India's history. Indians struggled to win our freedom and we have the right to vote because of them. Exercising our right to vote upholds what our freedom fighters envisioned for India. We can honor and respect our freedom fighters and the struggle of our past generations by voting for a better India. The power class and the AC must work together to develop methods to legalize elections. Criminals should be treated more seriously when it comes to entering politics. A country with deep roots and a diverse population, and the world's largest democracy. The right to choose your ruler through election is a crucial aspect of a democratic society. Hence, every Indian has to take this right as a responsibility.
With this phenomenal video, I would like to say, democracy is the destiny of humanity, with the freedom its indestructible arm. The temptation of this moment is to remind myself that I come from India, with the world's largest democratic system, with a voice of over 1 billion people, and foundation is built on a decision of voter. The ignorance of one voter in a democracy impairs the security of all. A very good evening to all the dignitaries on dais, distinguished members of the board, our keynote speaker, Professor Mansing Bisure sir, our guest of honor, respected Principal Dr. R.S. Biskar sir, Honorable Principal Vidyaprasthans Vasantarao Pawar Law College, Dr. Atul Shahane sir, all the deans, HODs, Electoral Literacy Club Coordinator, Dr. Anil Patil sir, and of course, the future of India present over here. My name is Rohit Gandhi, the Cultural Secretary of Vidyaprasthans Kamalyan Bajaj Institute of Engineering and Technology. Proudly introduce myself as anchor of this event with my partner, Revati Khode.
For 200 years, India waited for its freedom. On a cold day like this, a part of the population is waiting for a shelter, while at night, the other part waits for the electricity. Contemplating all the statements, we understand the prime necessity of choosing the right leaders for our society, and the responsibility comes down to a voter. Because the people should not be afraid of the government should be afraid of the people. Since 2011, National Voters Day has been celebrated on 25th January every year. All across the country, to mark the foundation day of the Election Commission of India, that is 25th January 1950. The main purpose of the National Voter Day celebration is to encourage, facilitate, and maximize enrollment, especially for the new voters. So, on this occasion of Voters Day, an event organized by the NSS team. So, without wasting time, I would like to call my friend Shraddha Mohite to deliver a speech.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you're clearly audible.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shraddha Mohite. I am from B Electrical. On the occasion of today's National Voters Day, I would like to convey that the National Voters Day has been celebrated on India from 2011, 25th January. Across all the country, there are 10 lakh locations across the nation that include polling station areas, subdivisions, divisions, district, state headquarters to mark the Foundation Day of Election Commission of India, which was established on 25th January 1950. The main purpose of National Voters Day is to celebration of encouragement and facilitate the maximize the enrollment, especially for the new voters, dedicated to the voters of the country. The day is utilized to spread the awareness among the voters for the promoting informed participation in the electoral process. New voters are facilitated and handed over their electoral photo identity card for this new voters day function. The main objective of National Voters Day is to encourage and increase the voter enrollment and encouragement of the youth for the nation to exercise their right and duty to vote. The significance of this day is the main purpose behind is to engage the young generation which has been crossed 18 but is reluctant to be part of the nation building process. The engagement of the youth was considerably low in the beginning of the last decade than what it is now. In order to inform the youth that it is their turn to be an active part of the electoral process and to get the eligible voters out of their homes so that they can exercise what is the basic right the day was started. This year, the ECI will have the bigger challenge ahead of the assembly election in the 5 states, including the high profile Uttar Pradesh polls, owing to COVID 19 and Omicron fears. Moreover, organizing elections in the biggest democracy of the world, while keeping all the health regulation in the mind as the first priority, would definitely be a daunting task for the ECI. However, with the vaccination drive performing impressively well and youth becoming more vigilant and active to the ECI task looks tough, but it is possible. So, at the end, I would like to say always exercise your right to vote and to create the stronger country. Warm wishes on this occasion of National Voters Day to everyone. Voting is our most important duty and we must fulfill it without any failure. Happy National Voters Day to all. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shraddha. Now I would like to call Abhay Pansare for expressing his views.
Hello.
Hello, Abhay. So it is
Yes,
a
sir.
gentle request to all. Please tell your name first and then your class, FE and branch, or FEAC something and branch also. Okay, Abhay, please.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Am I audible, sir? Sir, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
you
Abhay,
are
you are
audible. Please continue. Please continue.
Good evening, everyone. माझं नाव अभय अरुण पानसरे फ्रॉम FE4 मेकॅनिकल ब्रांच. आज 25 जानेवारी म्हणजे राष्ट्रीय मतदाता दिवस. हा दिवस प्रत्येक वर्षी साजरा केला जातो, पण आपलं दुर्भाग्य असं की खूप कमी लोकांना या दिवसाविषयी माहित असतं आणि खूप कमी ठिकाणी हा दिवस साजरा केला जातो आणि ते साजरा करणाऱ्यांपैकी आपण एक आहोत. राष्ट्रीय मतदाता दिवसावर मी आज काही तुम्हाला इम्पॉर्टन्स सांगणार आहे. वेळेची बंधन असल्या कारणाने मी काही फक्त महत्त्वाचे मुद्दे सांगणार आहे जे खरोखरच महत्त्वाचे आहेत. अजून निवडणुकीची हवा यायची आहे, तरी पण याची येणारी चर्चा मात्र तुम्ही नक्कीच ऐकली असेल. नक्कीच आजचा आपला विषय आहे मतदाता दिवसाचा नक्की या समाजात काय महत्व आहे किंवा मतदानाचे या समाजात काय महत्व आहे. तुम्हाला माहिती आहे का हो, जेव्हा डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकरांनी संविधान लिहिले तेव्हा सर्वात पॉवरफुल पद कोणाला दिले आहे ते? तुम्ही म्हणाल पंतप्रधान, राष्ट्रपती. नाही, तसं नाही. सर्वात जास्त पॉवरफुल आहात तुम्ही, आम्ही, ही जनता. कारण आपल्या मतदानानेच ते सर्व लोक निवडून येतात. आपली अवस्था म्हणजे रामायणातील नल आणि नील प्रमाणे झाली आहे. ताकद असूनही केवळ जाणीव नसल्या कारणाने आपण तसेच बसून आहोत. ऐन मतदानाच्या वेळी काही गोष्टींना म्हणजेच प्रलोभनाला, पैसा, दारू यांना भुलून आपले मत विकतो आणि नंतर लोकप्रतिनिधी काय करत नाहीत, काम करत नाहीत, हे असंच असतं. नुसतीच आश्वासन असतात, नंतर पूर्ण करत नाहीत. सर्वच एका माळेतले मणी, सर्वच भ्रष्ट आहेत, हे बोलून आपला राग शांत करतो. तुम्हाला माहिती आहे का, आपला भारत हा एक मोठा लोकशाही देश आहे. लोकशाही म्हणजे काय? लोकांनी लोकांच्या कल्याणासाठी चालवलेले राज्य आणि लोकांनी लोकांच्या कल्याणासाठी निवडून दिलेले प्रतिनिधी म्हणजे लोकप्रतिनिधी ह्या लोकप्रतिनिधींना आपणच नाही का निवडून देत? मग त्यांना कोणती गोष्ट केली नाही याला अप्रत्यक्षपणे आपण जबाबदार नाही का? बर, काही जण म्हणतील आम्हाला उमेदवारांपैकी एकही उमेदवार पसंत नाही, मग तिथे नोटा नावाचा ऑप्शन असतो तो पाहिला नको का? पण नाही, आपल्याला मात्र कारणे त्याची सवय लागली आहे. एका रिपोर्टनुसार भारताची लोकसंख्या ही 140 कोटी आहे. त्यापैकी 910 मिलियन लोक ही मतदानासाठी पात्र आहेत आणि फक्त 67% मतदान होते. म्हणजे 300 लोक मतदान करत नाहीत पात्र असून सुद्धा. एवढ्या मोठ्या लोकशाही देशामध्ये 300 मिलियन लोक मतदान करत नाहीत म्हणजे हा केवढा मोठा ताप आहे, नाही का? आणि या 300 मिलियन मतांचा तुम्हाला माहिती आहे का किती परिणाम होत होते? बर, मतदातांमध्ये 2 प्रामुख्याने विभाग पडतात. आता ते कोणते? पुरुष आणि स्त्री हा एक वेगळा विभाग झाला, परंतु त्यामध्ये अजून एक विभाग असतो सुशिक्षित आणि अशिक्षित मतदाता. सुशिक्षित मतदाता आणि अशिक्षित मतदाता यामध्ये प्रामुख्याने फरक असा की अशिक्षित मतदाता हे प्रलोभनाला खूप लवकर भुलले जातात. त्या मानाने सुशिक्षित मतदाता हे थोडेसे लवकर असतात. खरं पाहता होतं काय, काही लोक आपल्या मतदानाची जबाबदारी योग्यरित्या पार पाडत नाहीत आणि याचा परिणाम सर्व जनतेला सहन करावा लागतो आणि नंतर अकारण आंदोलने, वेगवेगळ्या गोष्टी, दंगे वगैरे होत राहतात. म्हणूनच मी नव्या पिढीला म्हणजे नव्या मतदातांना आवाहन करतो, जे आता मतदान करण्यासाठी पात्र आहेत, आपल्या मतदानाचा हक्क बजावा. तुमच्या एका मताने फरक पडतो. तुम्ही मान्य करा अगर नका करू, पण तुमच्या एका मताने फरक पडतो आणि खूप फरक पडतो. त्यामुळे तुमचा मतदानाचा हक्क बजावण्याची ही संधी गमावू नका. कोणत्याही प्रलोभनाला न भूलता न जुमानता आपल्या मनाने आणि योग्यतेनुसार मतदान करा. तसेच आपल्या देशाचे भविष्य हे तुमच्या हातात आहे हे जाणीव करून मतदान करा. धन्यवाद. थँक्यू सर. थँक्यू फॉर एव्हरीवन.
That was an astonishing delivery of speech, Abhay. It was really great to hear you. Now I would like to call Gauri Pansare for expressing her thoughts.
Good afternoon to all. माझे नाव गौरी पानसरे, FE4 फ्रॉम मेकॅनिकल ब्रांच. तर आज 25 जानेवारी मतदार दिवस. या दिवशी मी भारत देश 15 ऑगस्ट 1947 रोजी ब्रिटिशांच्या गुलामगिरीतून मुक्त झाला. देश 15 ऑगस्टला स्वतंत्र झाला असला तरी 26 जानेवारी पासूनच भारताचं लोकशाही पर्व खऱ्या अर्थाने सुरू झालं. भारत या दिवशी लोकशाही सार्वभौम गणराज्य बनले. म्हणून हा दिवस प्रजासत्ताक दिन म्हणून साजरा केला जातो. जगातील सर्वात मोठा लोकशाही देश म्हणून भारताचा सातत्याने गौरव केला जातो. त्या लोकशाहीचा महत्त्वाचा घटक म्हणजे मतदार. म्हणून प्रजासत्ताक दिन म्हणजे 26 जानेवारीच्या पूर्वसंध्येला राष्ट्रीय मतदार दिन साजरा केला जातो. भारत हा एक लोकशाही देश आहे, जिथे देशाचे सार्वभौमत्व तेथील नागरिकांवर निहित आहे. लोकशाही व्यवस्थेचे तेथील नागरिकांना आपली सरकार निवडण्याचा अधिकार आहे, जो ते आपली मते देऊन पूर्ण करतात. कोणताही देश सुव्यवस्थितपणे चालवतात आणि शासन करतात. तेथे व्यवस्था सुरळीत चालवण्यासाठी मजबूत सरकार असणे अत्यंत आवश्यक आहे. त्यामुळे कोणत्याही लोकशाही व्यवस्थेत मतदानाचा हक्काचं महत्त्व आहे. कोणतेही सरकार आपले काम सुरळीतपणे करत नसेल आणि निरंकुश बनले तर या मताधिकाराचा वापर करून जनता सरकार बदलू शकते. दुसऱ्या शब्दात आपण असे म्हणू शकतो की सध्याच्या काळात मतदानाच्या अधिकाराला महत्त्वाचे स्थान मिळाले आहे. इतिहासातही आपल्याला दिसून येईल की मतदानाच्या अधिकाराने मोठ्या शक्तीला उलटपालट केल्याचे अनेकदा घडले आहे. सुदृढ लोकशाहीचा उभारणीचा पाया हा फक्त आणि फक्त मताधिकार असतो. त्यामुळे इमारत भक्कम व्हायची असेल तर तिचा पायाही भक्कम असायला हवा. मतदानाचा अधिकार हा सर्व नागरिकांना मूलभूत अधिकार आहे आणि ते प्रत्येक नागरिकाचे कर्तव्य आहे त्याचा योग. निवडणूक हा लोकशाही प्रक्रियेचा कण आहे. विशेषतः निवडणुकांमध्ये स्थानिक स्तरावरील समस्यांची सोडवणूक करण्यासाठी मतपेटीच्या माध्यमातून योग्य प्रतिनिधी निवडणे आवश्यक आहे. या निवडीवरच विकासाचे नियोजन आणि सामाजिक विकास अवलंबून असते. म्हणून मुक्त आणि निर्भय वातावरणात मतदारांनी मतदान करायला हवे. निवडणुकीच्या वेळी कोणत्याही प्रलोभनाला किंवा दबावाला बळी न पडता आपल्या मताधिकाराचा उपयोग करायला हवा. योग्य पद्धतीने केलेले मतदान आपल्या हक्काचे रक्षण करण्याच्या दृष्टीने टाकलेले पहिले पाऊल असते हे नेहमी लक्षात ठेवायला हवे. आज राष्ट्रीय मतदार दिनाच्या निमित्ताने देशातील प्रत्येक मतदाराने आपल्या सक्रिय सहभागाच्या आधारे व आपली संविधानिक जबाबदारी पार पाडून लोकशाही मजबूत करण्याचा प्रयत्न संकल्प केला पाहिजे. शेवटी एवढेच म्हणावेसे वाटते, मतदार राजा जागा हो, लोकशाहीचा धागा हो. थँक्यू.
That was a stunning choice of words, Gauri. It was really good. I would like to call Gayatri Yadav for expressing her thoughts.
Hello, am I audible clearly?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay. Good afternoon, honorable audience. Myself, Gayatri Yadav from FE6 Computer Branch. It's a big honor for me to speak before our respected chief guests, principal sir, deans, HODs, teachers, our college management, my seniors, and my fellow batchmates. So, today we all are connected virtually on the occasion of National Voters Day. Imagine if India had no democracy, what will be the situation like? Without the democracy, the system of autocracy or the monarchy would develop. When it comes to monarchy, it denies the citizens to enjoy their rights. Class discrimination is also prominent in monarchy system. Therefore, democracy is the best form of government which provides its citizens with freedom, the most opportunity, the greatest prosperity, and the most comfortable life. With democracy comes the responsibility of voting. In order to encourage more young voters to take part in the political process, Government of India has decided to celebrate January 25th every year as National Voters Day. The Election Commission of India was founded on 25th January 1950. In the year 2011, a Union Cabinet meeting was held, which was chaired by then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. In this meeting, a law of ministry proposal was approved regarding National Voters Day. Hence, the first time this day was observed was in the year 2011. National Voters Day is celebrated every year with a particular theme. To promote the electoral process among newly eligible young voters, the theme for National Voters Day this year is Electoral Literacy for Stronger Democracy. It not only encourages the youth to participate in the electoral process, but also focuses that right to vote is the basic right. Arguably, several people over the legal age of voting in the country are not even aware of their voting rights. This day is celebrated, therefore, with the motive of spreading awareness among people about voting and to select a representative from a political party who can then fulfill their needs and help in development of a particular area. It's not enough to just want change. We have to go and make change by voting. All of us may have been created equal, but we'll never actually be equal until we vote. With that being said, thank you everyone for your attention and thank you for providing me with this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Gayatri. Now, I would like to call Disha for expressing her thoughts.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon, honorable chief guest, respected principal sir, teachers and my dear friends. My name is Disha Sandeep Surana from first year Electronics and Telecommunication. Today is National Voters Day. In order to encourage more young voters to take part in the political process, Government of India has decided to celebrate January 25th every year as National Voters Day. It has been started from 25th January 2011 to mark the Commission's Foundation Day. So I would like to elaborate on importance of voting in India. Voting in India is a constitutional right if one is a citizen over 18 years of age. However, that also makes it optional. It has been a tendency among voters, especially in the urban areas, to treat the voting day as a day of rest. While skipping the vote may not seem to cause any harm, the long term consequences are disastrous. So, why should we vote in India? It has become a common ritual to talk bitter about any candidate or an elected leader of any legislative assembly or the parliament. The fault finding then comes down to the system and how democracy is not working as it should. However, a very little room has been given to what the people can do to strengthen the democratic roots and bring about a change in the system. Just as it is the responsibility of the elected leader to fulfill the well beings of the voters, the same is the need for the people of India to contribute to choose the correct leader for their representation. Democracy has given people a powerful right, that is, to vote. Voting is the fundamental basis of democracies, of the people, for the people, and by the people. Therefore, rather than enjoying it as a holiday, one must vote if he truly wants to contribute to the nation building process and bring about a change. A citizen should actually not need to find out any reason to vote. It must be done as a compulsory duty, although there is no legal obligation to vote. So, here are some points which would aid in enlightening voters about the importance of voting. First one is every single vote is significant. Needless to say, every citizen's vote is counted in the polling process. If the polling are equally divided between two candidates, one single vote can be a game changer and a decisive factor. We have seen in the past how one vote from an member of parliament can decide the fall of the government. Exactly the same way, a single person's vote can confirm the win or fall of an aspiring member of legislative assembly. Next is the origin of change. Apart from the protest, voting is highly effective medium to have the change that we want in the government. Our nation has already witnessed how a non-performing government gets dethroned by the spirit of wanting a change. In recent years, there is a considerable rise in the voting percentage and people are truly loving to be the change makers. Isn't it exciting that a person can choose the leader of the country right from the age of 18? Non-choosers get a nota. In times, it is possible that one does not want any single candidate to be elected from all who are contesting. The Election Commission has made a special provision of not any. It stands for none of the above. Hence, if none of the candidates fit into your criteria, just hit the nota option and voice the opinion. Introduction of this alternative is believed to play a significant role in the future. In the late future, it may also be possible that nota will decide the re-election of the fresh candidates. It's a sense of pride. We must honor the right of voting given by the Constitution of India. The youngsters are well excited to exercise their right to vote as soon as they turn 18. The feeling after having cast a vote infuses a sense of pride for being responsible citizen. As can be witnessed from the sharing of ink finger on social media, the trend is continuing to gain popularity among the youngsters and elders as well. So, I wish you a happy Voters' Day and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Disha. Now, I would like to call Shivanjali More for expressing her thoughts.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Shivanjali More. I am from BE Civil, and today I am here to express my views on National Voters' Day. We are in the first month of the year, and one of the most significant national event is our Republic Day. But along with this, one more important day is there to be celebrated. That is the National Voters' Day. National Voters' Day is celebrated on 25th January every year. The Election Commission of India was founded on 25th Jan in the year 1950. Therefore, in the year 2011, during the rallies in government campus, a union cabinet meeting was held, chaired by former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, who accepted the Law Ministry's proposal to enact this day. This day signifies the importance of voting and selecting the leader with maximum votes, who will in future help in developing a particular area and solve the issues of common people. This year, India is celebrating the 12th National Voters' Day. The main objective of National Voters' Day is to increase the enrollment of voters, especially the eligible ones. India is a democratic country, and the right to vote is one of the few pillars of democracy. Every citizen has the basic right to vote. He or she has the right to select his leader to whomever they think is capable of leading the nation, solving the problems of think once that if we do not come forward and choose the right leader, then the progress and development of country will be hampered. And will also affect the people of the country. It is the leader of country who decides various big projects and several things. If the basic system will not be developed properly, it may lead to many problems. A citizen shouldn't feel intimidated by voting because of the basic system. It is the basic right to vote. find a reason as to not vote, as it must be a compulsive duty and must come from within. Citizens of the country constantly complain about how our political climate is bad. We have a chance to change it for the better. National Voters' Day is thus a significant root of India and helps to spread awareness among the youth so that they can cast their votes to a responsible person and participate in the development of the country. Voting is the expression of our commitment to ourselves, one another, this country, and this world. So, on this day, every voter of the country should take a pledge to strengthen democracy through their active participation. I urge everyone to make the objective of this day a success and build a better nation with your active participation in Indian politics. Remember, we will change, the country will change. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shivanjali. Now I would like to give a call to Vaishnavi Waghmare for expressing her thoughts.
Thank you, Rohit. Am I clearly audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Thank you. First, I'm Vaishnavi Waghmare from BE Civil. First of all, I would like to wish everyone Happy National Voters' Day. The ignorance of one voter in democracy impairs the security of all. India is a democratic republic. Voting right in a democracy like India is a huge responsibility, which every citizen must respect and should cast a vote in favor of suitable candidate in the election. National Voters' Day in India is celebrated every year on 25th January to ensure citizens to vote. This day is important for every Indian citizen and for making awareness in youth voters about the electoral process. The objective of National Voters' Day is to ensure maximum participation of citizens in voting, so the voters can choose a representative of hardworking and clean image. For this, it is necessary to make every citizen aware about voting. Indian democracy holds the strongest position in the world. Voting right is an important right in any democracy. Every citizen has right to vote and everyone who is eligible must vote. Every vote matters, and hence it is moral responsibility of government, Election Commission of India, and every educated citizen to make awareness about the voting and its importance. Theme of National Voters Day 2022 is electoral literacy in stronger democracy. When we got independence in 1947, the literacy rate of India was just 3%. At that time, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar showed that trust on such a backward nation and gave very important right of universal adult franchise. And now, the nation's literacy rate is 75%. Even in today, 21st century, people doesn't show that trust and doesn't enjoy their voting rights, which is most important feature of democracy. Not only being literate is important, but understanding the responsibility towards the nation is very important for its holistic growth and stronger democracy. Let's be responsible to vote, as it's our right, our duty to vote, and must fulfill them both. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Vaishnavi. It's been an immense pleasure to hear the profound thoughts and opinions of the proactive new generation. And the moment is here. Today, we are blessed with the presence of a magnificent and splendid personality on this auspicious day, Professor Mansing Bisure sir. So I would like to call Professor Vikas Bansode sir to introduce our chief guest of honor. Professor Vikas Bansode sir, over to you.
Thank you, Rohit. So it is indeed a privilege and honor to introduce my dearest friend and guide, colleague, Honorable Professor Bisure sir. He is from Sangli. Sir has completed his MSc in Organic Chemistry from the prestigious Ferguson College in Pune. Sir has completed his LLB degree from NSUT Law College, one of the prestigious and the renowned law college in Maharashtra. Then sir has completed post-graduate graduation in the field of law, that is LLM from Department of Law, Savitribai Phule University. Sir has more than 10 years experience in courts proceedings. civil criminal cases all over the Pune, Sangli and Satara districts. And sir is working with us with the Pratishthans Vasantarao Pawar Law College as the assistant professor since last 3 years. Sir has qualified not only the state exam, but he has also qualified NET exam. And sir has a vast experience as far as the practical and theoretical academic aspect of law. His specialization is constitutional law and administrative law. We are really lucky to have sir to guide us on this particular topic on this particular occasion of National Voters Day. So I would like to welcome sir on behalf of the organization committee, and I would like to thank that the organization have given me the opportunity to introduce Honorable Bisure sir. Thank you. Okay, over to you, Arvind.
Now, without wasting any further ado, I would like to call our chief guest of honor, Professor Mansing Bisure sir, to lighten us with their thoughts.
And good afternoon to all of you. Today we are gathered here to celebrate the National Voters Day. Now we can see here the right to vote in various perspectives. Okay. As a democratic country, India is built on the foundation of election. Our parliament and legislature of the states are of the people, by the people, and for the people. Voting is a constitutional right that we are privileged to have. Our framers of the Indian Constitution adopted the parliamentary form of the democracy. As Honorable Supreme Court in one of the landmark judgment, pre-election Indira Nehru Gandhi versus Raj Narayan, verdicted that free and fair election is the basic feature of the Indian Constitution. Yes, no doubt, the right to vote plays a vital role to strengthen the democracy of the country. Now we can see here the kinds of voting rights. There are two kinds of voting rights. The first one is that active voting right. Active voting right means to cast the votes, to give the votes. Whereas in another hand, passive voting rights. Passive voting right means to contest the election or to be elected as a representative bodies. Now, another one aspect, that is right to vote, is a free suffrage. Free suffrage means the voters can truly make a free choice among various candidates or political parties in elections. Now we can see here the right to vote as an international perspective. There are so many conventions and covenants recognizes right to vote as a human right, right to vote as a natural right. As per the Article 25 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, 1966, recognizes and protects the right to vote and to be elected as a human right. Then another one covenant, American Convention on Human Rights, 1969, Article 23, Clause B of this convention deals every citizen shall enjoy right to vote and to be elected in genuine periodic elections. Then after, we can forward to us the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, 1948. As per the Article 21, Clause 1 of the UDHR, it says that everyone has the right to take part in the government and his country directly or through freely chosen representatives. Now we can forward to us right to vote as a constitutional perspective. As per Article 326 of the Indian Constitution, election to be the House of People and to the Legislative Assembly of States shall be held on the basis of adult suffrage. Every person who is citizen of India and who is not less than 18 years of age shall be entitled to be registered as a voter at any such election. Here, as per this article, as concern for this article, 61st Constitutional Amendment Act was done by the Congress government under the heading of Honorable ex-Prime Minister Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, and as per that amendment, the lower the age for voting in election of parliament and state legislation from 21 to 18 years. That amendment was held by Congress government. The amendment thus makes democracy in India much more pervasive. The present day youth are literate, enlightened, and politically concise, and the lowering of the voting age enable them to participate in the political process in the country. So far as concerned with this constitutional perspective, along with this Article 2326, Article 14, Article 19(1)(a), and Article 21, also deals with the right to vote as a basic right. Now, we can see here whether the right to vote is a fundamental right. First, we see what do you mean by the fundamental right. Fundamental right means those rights which are recognized and enforced by law, which are justifiable by the court of law. If you see the right to vote, the part 3rd of the Indian Constitution deals with the fundamental rights. No any one article under the part 3rd of the Indian Constitution expressly mentions the right to vote, but some of them articles like Article 14, Article 19(1)(a), that is freedom of speech and expression, and Article 21, that is right to life and liberty, touch with the right to vote. Now we can see here judicial interpretation with respect to the right to vote. Now, as per the NP Pannaswamy versus Returning Officer Namakkal Constituency, AR 1952, Supreme Court 64, here the Honorable Supreme Court declared that right to vote is not a fundamental right, but it is merely created by the statutes. It is merely created by the special statute, and therefore it is a statutory right, or it is a legal right. Now, another one landmark judgment where Honorable Supreme Court reiterated the same view, Jyoti Basu versus Devi Ghoshal, AR 1982, Supreme Court 983, where in that case, Honorable Supreme Court also stated same wordings. While stating the significance of right to vote, Honorable Supreme Court stated that right to vote is not a fundamental right. Right to vote is not a common civil right, but it is a merely statutory right. Now, we can see here another one landmark judgment, Anubal Chandra Pradhan versus Union of India, AR 1997, Supreme Court 2814. Here in that case, Section 62, Clause 5 of the Representation of the People Act 1951 was challenged on the ground of it violates the equality. But here, Honorable Supreme Court, after observing the fact and contention on both the sides, came to conclusion that this Section 62, Clause 5 of the Representation of the People Act 1955 doesn't violate Article 14, and also the right to vote is not an absolute one, but it is subject to some reasonable restrictions. But before that, we should understand what are the wordings of Article or Section 62, Clause 5 of Representation of People Act 1951. Section 62, Clause 5 of Representation of the People Act debars a person from voting an election if he is confined in a prison under a sentence of imprisonment. And that's why that Section 62, Clause 5 of Representation of the People Act 1951 was challenged before the Honorable Supreme Court. But here Supreme Court stated that right to vote is an only statutory right. It is not an absolute one. It is not a fundamental one. Therefore, it has to some reasonable restrictions. I would like to share another one landmark judgment, Bhutnath versus State of West Bengal, AR 1974, Supreme Court 806. This is a case regarding the emergency case. That time, Mrs. Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister. In 1974, the emergency was continued. The Supreme Court refusing to hold the continuance of emergency under Article 352. Article 352 deals with the national emergency. Article 352 Clause 1 of the Indian Constitution deals, if the president satisfies, then he can proclaim the emergency, national emergency throughout the territory of India. By the virtue of Article 352 Clause 1, that time the president proclaimed the emergency, and that emergency was continued till the 1974. Here in that case, the continuance of that emergency was challenged, and the Supreme Court, refusing to hold the continuance of emergency under Article 352 violation, stated that the question is political, not justifiable, and the appeal should be lie to the poll and not to the courts. See the judgment. Here also Supreme Court realized the significance of right to vote. Now another one landmark judgment, Mansing versus State of Jammu and Kashmir, where in that case Mansing was confined illegally manner by the police. Due to this, he was unable to make his vote in the session. Here, Honorable Supreme Court directed to the government to pay compensation of rupees 50,000 for infringement of such legal right. That is right to vote. Now, we can see here whether the right to vote as a fundamental duty. Honorable Supreme Court stated, voting not a fundamental duty can't be made compulsory while dealing the petition which was filed by Satya Prakash in 2015. Freedom of expression means not only providing voters' rights to vote, but also the right to not vote. Casting up a vote in election is not a fundamental duty, it is a legal right. Here, again, Supreme Court clarified that right to vote is not a fundamental duty, but it is a merely legal right. Now we can see here the nota button and EVM machine. In September 2013, by Supreme Court directive in the People's Union for Civil Liberties versus Union of India case to provide for nota button in the EVM machine, thereby upholding a citizen right to vote negatively along with the right to secrecy. Article 324 Clause 1 vests in the Election Commission of India the powers of superintendence, direction, and control of the elections to both the houses of the state legislatures. Detailed provisions are made under the Representation of the People Act 1951 and the rules made thereunder. Electronic voting machine was introduced in India to solve the problems of ballot box capturing and casting false vote, which was a common scenario in India while using the ballot paper and to conduct fair election. Hence, Section 61A introduced in the Representation of the People Act 1951, which lays down the provisions for the use of electronic voting machine by Election Commission of India to conduct general and state election in India. Now we shall forward towards conclusion. The Honorable Supreme Court in POC, People's Union for Civil Liberties versus Union of India, had ended an age-old debate surrounding the status of the right to vote, a right that was recognized as statutory by a smaller bench of the Supreme Court itself prior to this case, was now recognized as a constitutional one. In doing so, the court relied on Article 19(1)(a), that is freedom of speech and expression, and held that the right to choose a candidate and cast a vote is a form of expression and thus protected under the Article 19(1)(a). That means right to vote comes within the purview of freedom of speech and expression, which is guaranteed by the Constitution under Article 19(1)(a). The question as to whether or not the right to vote should be made a fundamental duty is still being debated. Although a firm negative stance has been taken by the government and the Election Commission in this regard, one will have to wait and see whether the stance changes in the coming times. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable guidance. And today, as a voter, I assure you that it would be my responsibility to voluntarily participate in every election and vote for the right and deserving candidate. Now, I would like to invite Honorable Principal of Vidyapratishthan Vasantarao Pawar Law College, Dr. Atul Shahane sir, to share his opinions about this event.
Gayatri, I think Shahane sir is not available. You can give call to our principal. Sir. Gayatri.
Okay, sir. Now I would like to invite our principal, our honorable principal of Vidyapratishthan Kamalnayan Bajaj Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dr. R.S. Biskar sir, to share his opinions about this event.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. I am delighted today to be addressing all the participants, students, faculty, and the guests here. First of all, let me welcome Mr. Mansing Bisure from Vidya Pratishthan's Vasantarao Pawar College of Engineering. Sorry, Vasantarao Pawar College of Law. Then Atul Shahane, principal from same institute, and all the Mr. Sonavne sir, Jagdale sir, Anil Patil sir, host and co-host of this, then Miss Vaishnavi Dhumar, and all the other students who are making this program a big success, including Revati, and I think these are all participants in today's activity. Several students have given speeches on this very important day, Voters Day. It was actually started in 2011, and this National Voters Day has been celebrated on 25th Jan every year to mark the foundation day of the Election Commission of India. And the main purpose of this is to encourage, facilitate, and maximize enrollment, especially for the new voters. We also have conducted similar activities 2 years back. There was a special meeting in Pune in the collectorate office, and they have also taken a lot of effort to ensure that our students from various institutes will join. Now, the first year students who have completed 18 years of age, they should immediately register in the next slot for getting their election card, and I'm sure they will be proud voter of India. Just now, Mr. Mansing sir has given a wonderful speech on important occasion of this Voters Day, and I'm sure now everybody has understood the importance of this. In fact, this is the first of its kind of program I have been attending, where earlier we did not celebrate this, but today there's a more awareness amongst all the students, amongst the government agencies as well, to promote, motivate the people to take part in our great democratical activities. This democracy is there for now 75 years, long years. We are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav this time, and soon you will receive from Mr. Sonavne and others from NSS the various programs that Government of India has planned for the students. You can participate in these various events and get certificates as well as win prizes. This particular Voters Day, we have to understand why it is important. Now, all these speeches that we have heard, students from different departments from FE to B, they have given important thoughts about their about this Voters Day, and we had Abhay Pansare, Gauri Pansare, Gayatri Yadav, Disha Surana, Shivanjali More, Vaishnavi Waghmare, and Shraddha Mohite. I think these were the planned participants for giving speeches, and they have expressed their views very nicely. They have brought out some of the bitter facts of India. And I remember, I think it was Abhay who said we have almost 300 million, that means 30 crore voters who do not simply participate in this, but we expect that everything should be wonderful in our country. Government should not give, they should give good performance. They should give attention to everyone. Lot of facilities should be created. Lot of infrastructure should be created. But we forget to remember our simple duty of participating in the different elections as a voter. And we have that important, one of the most important right that we as citizens of India has got is right to vote and decide who will be our rulers, who will be the work who will be in the government, who will be leading our great country. However, it's not done by everyone. We want that our students should be well aware that this is a very important activity for everyone. We should exercise our rights to vote, and certainly those who are interested, they can participate also. That is another important right given by our constitution, by our great constitution, that we can participate in the election if we are interested to. So any citizen, any and every citizen of India has been bestowed upon by some of these important rights, which was not there. These rights were not there earlier in pre-independence era, and it has been rightly pointed by our speakers that it was their great struggle for independence of our country, that we are today having these rights with us, and we should exercise those. It's like remembering all those freedom fighters. When we vote, it was rightly said that we remember them, that it is because of them that India has become so proud. Now there are many challenges in front of us. Besides exercising our rights, we have to also understand our important duties as citizens of India. We have to always believe, we have to think, we have to dream. Dreams which we see in day are the real dreams which we will come true. If you see the dreams at night time, those happen because of natural process. But if we dream in day and we think that we can be great persons, we can make our country a great country, I think that's what everyone has to do. And I believe here every youth, every student, every person of our country should think how I can make our country a great country, how I can contribute to the development, prosperity of my country. And we have to continuously work. We have to work very, very hard for achieving the dreams that we all have seen. We have great leaders, we had great leaders, we have great leaders today, and we will have great leaders coming up from you people tomorrow. So we have to follow the good things that are around us. Bad things, of course, we can leave apart. We need not worry much about that, because bad will always perish. Good things will survive and good things will continue. So we have to look at a better half of our life. We have to look at the better half of our country. There are good and bad things. Nothing goes alone. There is always another side of the coin. No coin is there which has only one side. That's what people say. So there's always another side of coin, and always, whenever, even in the universe, in small electrons, there is a positive, a negative charge, and there is counterbalanced by protons and other, having positive charges. So everywhere we see, we have two sides of our life, positive, negative. We have to see how we can make our positive side bigger and bigger, and that should actually dominate our negatives. Negatives will always be there, but we have to balance. So on this Voters Day, we can decide for ourselves that we will try to be a good citizen of our great country. We will try to be a very important person in the contribution of growth of our country. And of course, we will be very proud when we do that. So I wish you all the best on this important day, 25th Jan, as a Voters Day. And we have to remember that we have to exercise our rights, our powers. Everyone should have a proper card for voting, and we should also participate in various elections that come to us. So I believe that we will be in a position to follow all these things, and there are a lot of good things happening. We have to understand, we have to participate in these things. Do not sit idle. You can develop your personality only when you participate in various activities. You give yourself a chance to develop. You give yourself a chance. It's not possible to develop overnight. You have to take efforts. You have to continuously participate. So we have great events. Tomorrow there is a meeting at 2 p.m. That's the last closing point I would like to tell you. Today we have 116 students here. Tomorrow we want 1,000 to participate in that meeting, which we had a phone call from Ministry of Cultural Activities, Government of India today. And they have been going to each and every institute now and talking to students to participate in this great activity, so that there is a continuous improvement in the pride and the national feelings amongst our youth, so that they become an important asset of our country, and they take part in motivating their next generations, participating in the growth, in the development of our institute. So I thank you very much. I thank Mr. Atul Shahane sir as well as Mansing Bisure sir for accepting our invitation as well and giving speech, particularly Mansing Bisure sir. And I congratulate all the speakers who have given a try. They have tried to put their best in the, try to listen to your speeches once again, see where you make mistakes, how you can, and bring in good thoughts and participate in various activities that are going to be conducted now for all the students of our great country. So thank you very much once again, everyone, particularly Mr. Sonone sir and Jagdale sir, Anil Patil sir, and our entire NSS team led by, I think, Vaishnavi Dhuma. I do not exactly remember now, but then there are several students who are taking keen efforts to see that these. So Vaishnavi, she had called me some time back. So I thank you very much for reminding me about this meeting, as well as giving me a chance to speak on this important occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. After hearing your phenomenal views, I would just
Yeah,
like to
and
recite the quote
Rohit,
to. Yes,
I
sir.
forgot your name. You are the host today.
Yeah.
So I forgot your name. Rohit is a very, young, dynamic personality of our institute, and I wish him all the best for his future endeavors. Rohit, I'm sorry I forgot your name.
So that's completely all right. You remember us in our good memories. That's fine for us. Thank you so much, sir. After hearing your phenomenal views, I would just like to recite the quote of our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The dream is not something that you see in sleep. Dream is something that doesn't let you sleep. And by thinking both sides of the coin, our ability to reach unity with the beauty and test of our civilization. Now this event has came of its edge. I would request our Electoral Literacy Club coordinator, Dr. Anil Patil sir, to deliver an oath.
Yeah, thank you, Rohit. I request all the dignitaries, faculty colleagues, everyone present in the session to please stand at your place for the pledge.
Sir, can we request to start video for a while so that?
So my video?
Video of all.
Okay, sir, I don't think the video is required, because while standing the video, okay, they will. It's okay, sir. I think
fine,
so.
fine.
Okay.
Oh, okay, we'll continue as it is. Okay. Oh yes, sir. Yes. We are ready. Yes. We are ready, sir.
Yeah, I will read the pledge in Marathi, and I will take a short pause in between and consider that you are speaking with me. Thank you. So I will start. आम्ही भारताचे नागरिक लोकशाहीवर निष्ठा ठेवून याद्वारे प्रतिज्ञा करतो की आपल्या देशाच्या लोकशाही परंपरांचे जतन करू आणि मुक्त निपक्षपाती व शांततापूर्ण वातावरणातील निवडणुकांचे पावित्र्य राखू व प्रत्येक निवडणुकीत निर्भयपणे तसेच धर्म वंश जात समाज भाषा यांच्या विचारांच्या प्रभावाखाली न येता किंवा कोणत्याही प्रलोभनास बळी न पडता मतदान करू. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to call Surana sir to deliver a vote of thanks.
Yes, thanks a lot, Rohit. It is my immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks on this pleasant occasion. On the behalf of Vidya Pratishthan, I express a deep sense of gratitude to Professor Mansing Bisure sir for accepting our invitation and delivering such a sweet and informative talk. I offer immense gratefulness to Honorable Principal Dr. Rajan Kumar Biskar sir for his special talk and his consistent encouragement to us. We can understand that the teachers are struggling to see the faces of students, and students also struggling. But here the students got guidance of Honorable Principal. Thanks a lot for the same. I offer my immense gratefulness to Honorable Principal of Vasantarao Pawar Law College, Dr. Atul Shane sir, for his kind presence and guidance. Special thanks to Professor Vikas Bonsode sir, my friend, and another friend, Dr. Anil Patil sir, for their consistent support for this session. Then we have been witnessing the consent of excellent thoughts shared by the young members of our dignified Vidya Pratishthan. So many congratulations and also kudos to the students, Shraddha Mohite, Abhay Pansare, Gauri Pansare, Gayatri Yadav, Disha Surana, Shivanjali More, Vaishnavi Waghmare. Yes, and some time back I received a phone from Abhay Pansare. He requested, sir, can I give speech at the beginning itself? I asked why. He said, so I am doing some part-time job. So it was really something different feeling in my mind. So I really experienced a maturity in his speech and in his behavior also. Also, many thanks to anchors Rohit Gandhi and Revati Khude. Rohiti has been always fluent, and this time also. Special thanks to the NSS presidents, Miss Vaishnavi Duma and Mr. Anurag Ranore for their smooth management. Thanks a lot. So I think that Rohit will announce what is going to be the next. Over to Rohit.
Thank you so much, sir. If anyone from the faculty want to express their views, would please hand over to the mic to them. I guess, sir, we shall conclude with the Vande Mataram.
Yes, please continue. Rohit. Yeah.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sukhalam Malayaj Sheetalam Sasya Syamalam Mataram Vande Mataram Shubhrajyotsna Pulakitayamini Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini Sukhadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram Vande मातरम्
Thank you so much, everyone. I hereby conclude this meeting.